Alright, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. And as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD1112 Java Android programming class, I'm going through a few videos here that I'm creating. The one I just did, it is producing right now, was I went out to developer.android.com and went through their 22-point launch checklist. Now, I'm going to go to a site by Google support that's called Upload an App. So they say that after you've signed up for a Google Play developer account, you can upload apps to the Play Store using your Play console. Okay. When building the app, the recommended format, these are all things you should take a look through. The Android App Bundle. Okay. So it says here to create an app, go to your console. Yeah, you can do all that stuff. Okay. Getting your app ready for testing or production. As mentioned right here. To get your app ready for testing or production, you need to prepare and roll out releases to a specific track. A release is a combination of one or more build artifacts that you'll prepare before releasing an app or updating an existing app. Alright. Package names for app files are unique and permanent, so please name them carefully. They can't be deleted or reused in the future. So let's look through this list here, and then we'll look through this list. Alright, so first, find your APK file. Alright, what they're showing in here is after you've already built your application, where you can go to find where something exists. The maximum size, if you're building for one of today's APIs, 100 meg. Now, just to show you, to kind of put it in a little bit of perspective, all right, let's see. Here is my recycler view, and it's 19.4 meg, so there should be no problem with it. Okay, that's the one I plan on a little later trying to get up and see if I can get it up on the system. All right, sign your app. Android requires that all apps be digitally signed with a certificate before they can be installed. Again, for more information, this stuff is hyperlinked up the wazoo. Once you do that, as it says, keep the information in a secure location. All right? Because if you don't and you lose your keys, your key information, you'll need to republish the app with a new package name and a new key. It's just a pain in the butt to do that. All right, so just put it away. APK Version Requirements. All right, they talk about versioning in here. Target level API, already mentioned this to you. So notice this is all dated. If you want to be safe, you probably could use this one already. All right. Required for new apps, Android 10, so API level 29 and above. All right. This stuff, let's see. These are things that you should do in advance, and I'm going to show you this in just a little bit. You should create a title, all right? And as it says, that'll be the name of the app on the Play Store. Not what you saved it as, although you can use that. But this is on the Google Play Store. This is what you want it to be saved as. All right? Then a short description. Notice only 80 characters. All right? It says that's the first text users see when looking at your app's detail in the Play Store app. Then a full description, which can be up to 4K. And that's where you want to expand upon, of course, the short edition. Graphic assets. All right. You can click there, but the bottom line is this. Typically, you want to take 2 or more screenshots of the app. Okay. Languages and translations. You got to, again, I keep it simple. I make the app available in every language. I don't do any localization. It's in English. Categorization. This is another thing that's important. All right. In other words, if you're doing a game, there should be some kind of a categorization for games. Let's see, it says here, see examples. I don't remember what this said. I may or may not have looked at it before. So here, the categories. This first one that comes up, these are just the two. Is it an app or is it a game? Unless you have created a game, you of course want to choose apps. And here's the different categories that you have underneath that. Now, I'm going to probably just choose education for mine. Yours may be something different. All right, but again, you shouldn't choose, for example, dating if it's something to do with finance or vice versa, that kind of thing. All right? You can see the different things that are in here. I'll probably take a look at these. Let's see, travel, sports, shopping, productivity. I could say that it's a productivity app. All right, so if we were putting the to-do list in there, for example, I think we could do that. Right now, it looks as though at least entertainment would be the one that would make the most sense to me for what I'm doing. Now, on the other hand, let's see, where are we? Back up one here. Oh, there we go. So there's apps, and the other one's games. All right. All right, I think that's good enough for that. Let's keep going in here. Contact details. You'll have to be putting in your email when they ask. They do ask for a phone number. I've never put it in. I've never been called to task on that. Privacy policy, I already mentioned. If you're in doubt, go to right here, which is rankin.edu/privacy-policy. I've been starting to create this little list here. So Rankin Technical College Privacy Policy. There you go. All right. So that pretty much is it for this one. So this was upload an app. So that was from here. I'm going to send you all of this stuff today. So again, one thing I'm trying not to do here is if there is a lot of stuff that is duplicative between these two things, I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt at all to go over it twice. But I'm not trying to waste my time doing this. I'm certainly not trying to waste your time doing this. I got plenty of other stuff I could do, and I'm sure you do as well. So the next one is publish your app. All right. And I'm going to jump into that one right away, or at least in just a second, as soon as I get my bearings here. So there's publish an app. So that's the next one. It's also from developer.android.com. All right. So notice all these are clickable. Preparing your app for release, releasing the app to users, releasing it through an app marketplace, releasing it through a website. So, as mentioned here, publishing is the process that makes the app available to users. It allows you to do what you want to do. When you publish an Android app, you perform two main tasks. You prepare it for release, and you release it to users, just as mentioned here. All right. Here's the Google Play launch checklist. I don't even think that's the one that I went through, to be honest with you. Yes, it is. So hold on. So preparing your app for release. These are just things that you should think of. If you have any log statements in there, if you have any system.out.println statements that are in there, you should get rid of them. All right? Any debugging stuff that you've put in there, anything like that. Why? Because it looks unprofessional. It says you can use the Gradle build files with the release build type to build and sign a release version. And again, notice what it says there. There is a hyperlink to get you going. Before you distribute your application, you should thoroughly test the release version on at least one target handset device and at least on one tablet device. You need to be sure that all application resources, such as multimedia files and graphics, are updated and included with your application. Mine should not be a problem because when I go and build that, to my knowledge at least, all right, all of that stuff will be included. I know that in the Who Are You app that I put out there on the Google Play Store a couple years ago, I didn't do anything special. I just copied my APK file. Since it had graphics in it, they were just uploaded along with everything else. Next, prepare remote servers and services. That shouldn't be an issue. You may have to perform other tasks. Okay. Releasing your app to users. You can release it in several ways. The easiest way is to just put it out on the Play Store. It says if you want to distribute it to as many things as possible, this would mostly be if you were trying to build up an audience that either you had a free version and you wanted people to keep going and go for your paid version, or you were going to charge for it from the get-go. So you could put it on more than just the Google Play Store. Here's releasing your apps on Google Play. They have a thing in there on billing and licensing. I am not too humble or proud, either one, really, to say I don't think anything that I've ever built I'd want to charge anybody for. All right, so this is not something I've ever looked at. So when they talk about preparing promotional materials, etc., never done it. Configuring options and uploading assets, I'm going to show you that a little bit later. Publishing the release version, I'm going to show you that a little bit later. You can release your stuff through a website, never done it, not going to talk about it. Yep, that's it on here. Now there's other things that you can go through, that you can find, that you can use, etc. All right? And I am by no means saying that what I have just shown you is the only way to do it. I'm not saying it's the best way to do it. All right? What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go through the steps that I have used in the past. This is by Hitesh Chaudhary, and he works for a place that's called, what is it? LearnCodeOnline.in. I think he is from India. It's the .in. He knows what he's doing. I mean, this thing on how to publish Android apps on Google Play step-by-step guide. It's 18.5 minutes long. It is 2 years old. A lot more likes than dislikes. And you'll notice too that he has 225 views, 25,000 views on this. Plus on his own site, he's got 495,000 subscribers. So my thought was, he knows what he's talking about. All right. So I've taken those steps that he has gone through, and not there, but I have taken those steps that he has gone through, and I have them out here someplace. I boiled them down into about 23 steps. So what I'm going to attempt to do in just a couple minutes, following his lead, and if I get stuck any place, All right, I'm going to go back and look at his video, but I'm going to attempt to go in and grab the recycler view, grab that, and upload that to the Google Play Store. So I'll be back to attempt to start doing that in just a couple minutes. Just one last thing, because I paused this because I thought there was something I might have wanted to mention at the end, and that is this, that I'm going to email this to you today, Friday, April 24th. This is the URLs for the launch checklist, which I've already gone over and did my own video on, the upload an app, and the publisher app, that's the video you're presently watching, a link to the Rankin Technical College privacy policy, and finally the link to what I'm going to use to actually attempt to upload mine. And that is what I just showed you, all right, from Hatish. So again, I will be back to attempt to do this in just a couple minutes.